So Matt, what type of advice could you give students who are looking to integrate maps into their data visualizations?
So I think maps are a different and difficult category of data to show, but they can also be really powerful. So I think, like with many other graph types, one of the most important things about when you're making a map is to decide in advance what you'd like your audience to know, and to decide how you're going to show that. So that involves things like, deciding what scales you're going to be showing, what the variation is, making sure that you have a clear outcome for the people who are going to be looking at it. So I think a lot of times when you're making any graph, it's really useful to think in advance, what's the main thing that I want people to take away? Because as a data scientist, it would be your job to tell people what they need to know. And so oftentimes it can be useful to do something like even just like titling or using one of the axis labels to say what the main takeaway point is, and using an annotation to point out what a particular event or an outlier was. So we have a couple examples up here that we can show. So this one is a contour map that's on top of a scatter chart that shows temperature anomalies in July with respect to 1981 to 2010. And so it lets us see variations between temperatures in very cool and meaningful ways. And you can see it's scaled from over here to show differences in temperature. We also here have a bubble chart that lets you look at different sizes of Canadian cities and the population that lives in them. And so this is a fun one because it lets us just kind of like visually get a sense for the overall population of Canada, which you can see is just heavily centered around the border here, and then also where the most populated cities are. For making these maps, folks have used the maps package or a maps library in R, and then use base map from Python. For making maps, if you would like a GUI, Tableau and Data Wrapper both have really good tools.